You can say what you want about Gigantamax as a gameplay feature, but you gotta admit that the art is straight fire and works better than Mega Evolution, and that is what today's video is going to be about. Breaking down the Gigantamax art style, as well as showing off some of the coolest Pokemon fan art I have ever seen. So if you end up enjoying the video, don't forget to leave a like, share with your friends. By the way, channel memberships are now only $2 a month, so slap that join button as well. But most importantly, support the artists that I show in this video because they certainly deserve it. But before we go into like the individual like fan arts of all these cool Gigantamax concepts, I just want to talk about Gigantamax in general because it kind of grew from Dynamax in an unexpected way, unless you were believing in the leaks. Because it's like, okay, we have Pokemon, and then we have big Pokemon, but then Gigantamax takes big Pokemon, gives it kind of like a Mega E feeling kind of twist, because it does modify the Pokemon's appearance, but mostly when it comes to like Dynamax and Gigantamax, it's about the aura. It's about the power. That's not just a big Pokemon. There's more weight to it than that. That the Pokemon does have an extra presence to it, and then that can be represented in the art, which we even see on the Pokemon website. You know, we get that red outline. I think that's a big deal with it, but also just the Pokemon feels a lot more threatening inside of that. So we take something like Dreadnought, it goes from that to that. And then, of course, we've got Corviknight, which is just so cool. Like, Corviknight is already looking to be one of the best Pokemon that is going to be in Generation 8. And then you go into Gigantamax Corviknight, and that is just impressive. And somehow, Gigantamax even makes Cake feel threatening. Pretty nifty. If not threatening, ominous. Because that's something that's just staring you down. It's like, alright, cool, we got a 100-foot cake. And it's about to slap you in the face. So yeah, with all that, you know, I just kind of wanted to mention, like, yo, the Pokemon art on the website is pretty cool as well, introducing Gigantamax, and that is what has inspired artists like Mark. And honestly, the biggest reason behind me making this video is because of the Torterra Gigantamax concept art. This is my favorite out of everything I'm going to show today because it just feels so natural. Like, if there was to be a Gigantamax Torterra, now that we have a 100-foot cake, I feel that the terrain on Torterra's back can just grow to these insane lengths. Like, it straight up gets a mountain with its own little atmosphere and has little clouds on it. That would be cool. I could see this happening just like this inside of the game, and it makes Torterra look awesome. Also, just having like a straight up forest erupting from its back and then growing over Torterra even more. And that's what I meant earlier when I said, like, it's just so much better than anything you can do with Mega Evolution, because yeah, you can maybe say, oh, that's kind of what Mega Torterra would look like, but just the nature of Gigantamax means you're allowed to push it more than you can with Mega Evolution. Mega Evolution's kind of like, yeah, it's supposed to be a little cool, edgy, you know, almost seems like some kind of fan character design, where it's like, well, yeah, I'm gonna give my Sceptile, like, bigger leaf blades and, like, a crazy tree tail, you know, it shoots its tail like a tree or something. My Kangaskhan's a special Kangaskhan, and I trained its baby to also fight alongside of it, or just like making Charizard more of a dragon, you know? Mega Evolution just kind of feel like super fanficky, but when you get into Gigantamax, it's the entire Pokemon kind of gets its full potential. That was the idea behind Mega Evolution. It's like, oh, the Mega Evolution unlocks Pokemon's potential. No, the Gigantamax, that is where a Pokemon's true nature and potential comes out. That is how you turn Infernape into a deity. Infernape is one of my least favorite starter Pokemon and one of my least favorite Pokemon in general, but I have to admit, that looks incredible. Just go for like that super Wukong vibe. Nailed it. And then, interestingly enough, you know, the Pokemon, like, Empoleon's my favorite from Generation 4 starters, but it's my least favorite when it comes to its Gigantamax feel. Because, yeah, like, Empoleon already has that, you know, nobleness about it, and its design does kind of limit how far you can take it inside of the Gigantamax. So I could see what he was going for, but yeah, it doesn't quite hit that mark. It's like, oh, I just gotta, like, have a bulky, weird-looking giant penguin, I guess, whereas the other ones are just, like, they feel realistic. It feels like if we're talking about a Gigantamax of that Pokemon, that is how it would exist. But I mean, this isn't the only artist that's covering it. So we have Barbie Elite 4, and they are hopping on the train, and it seems like they're just going down the line. So first off, they did the Kanto starters, and Charizard. I mean, we already have Mega for Charizard, so I mean, you just have to keep pushing it. You have to take it beyond a level of Mega Evolution. In a way, it's kind of like the Ultra Beasts of forms, because when you look at interviews and stuff, the art direction behind Ultra Beast was doing something that would break the conventions of designing a Pokemon, like having a soft glass inside of Nihilego, something like that. So this isn't a wyvern exactly, right? I know the wyvern is that, you know, it's like its arms are the wings, but I don't know what happens when you get that extra set of wings inside of it. Or is that still classified as wyvern? I don't know. Someone that's like crazy into that dragon mythology, they're going to tell me what kind of species this is from the Charizard, but I feel like I'm slightly close. Blastoise, more cannons for Game Freak to not animate, so maybe this won't be happening inside the game. And again, after the memes that happened with the Mega Blastoise, when it was just like the Blastoise covered in cannons, you know, that's still pretty alright. But I like this, you know, because it just kind of shows the art style. I like when you just, you know, it's like, oh, just take the black outlines and then turn them red, and then just make that Pokemon have that perspective, that depth of field to it, as it's just kind of like kicking back, and you can really feel the shading. You can really feel all the power and weight behind this Pokemon. So that's some pretty cool stuff. And then Venusaur. Venusaur's my favorite out of the Kanto ones, because like you just have this giant tree. It feels like a Hawaiian party that's about to kill you. And isn't that what we all want from our Gigantamax Venusaurs? So these guys also kept it going with Johto, so I feel like Johto's going to be up next, and also kind of like get in the way of this guy. Oh wow, this blew up. Thanks everyone. Glad you guys like them. Follow me for more art. You should. I may try to do more. Which ones are you more interested in? Johto on the way. These guys already beat you to it. Not like it was like a super competition or anything, but yeah. Suddenly, Johto popped up after Kanto. Mega Meganium. I feel that this one could have been represented a bit better. Like, I like the pose. You know, I like the big stomp, just giant dinosaur kind of thing. Especially when you're going for a Brontosaurus like this, and you're really bringing out Meganium's true nature. You can do a lot of cool things, but yeah, it's solid. I just feel like maybe there was like something else I'd just make it have like the weight that I feel when I look at the Infernape one or the Torterra one. Still pretty good. Then we have the Typhlosion. Yo, it's like a straight up eruption. Like when you just get the smoke plume of ash and smoke. You know what I'm trying to say. That is like the inside of Volcano, straight up inside of Typhlosion. And I think that is another interesting thing with the way that you can, like the subtle changes that you can notice inside of how these are designed. Because I feel like it would be more impactful if Typhlosion was actually looking at you. But as we can see from Gigantamax, you know, Dreadnought isn't looking at you. Corviknight, yeah, like, you know, with the art, depending on how traditional you want to keep it to Pokemon, they're still kind of just like staring off, but you can still feel what's going on right there. However, with the Infernape one, that one like really gets me just because, you know, it's just kind of like, boom, you are now at this thing's mercy kind of idea. I feel like maybe Typhlosion would have benefited more from that. And then for alligators is awesome, you know, because then that's also kind of like going back in those primal roots when you're thinking about, yo, alligators have been around since the dinosaurs, so like giving that kind of like that fossil crazy jaw shenanigans going on. That thing's like, imagine that but 50 feet tall, got straight kaiju-ness going on. And I think that's another cool thing that we're seeing with like the idea of Gigantamax. The Pokemon that we've seen so far and the Pokemon selected to be revealed don't really have that kaiju feel, but then when you see a straight up thing like for Alligator getting Gigantamax, that kind of adds to it another way that I think is pretty awesome. Next up, we have the Vanillux. I mean, I'm not here to be like, yo, this is the most badass looking thing ever, but I also like how this is what people are thinking about. Gigantamax, Vanillux. Part meme, but effort was put into it. I find it hilarious, and I think it works out pretty well. Next, we have the Vespiquen. So this artist, if I can find it, boom, is this artist right here. So yeah, this is what I mean. That feels like the final boss in like some kind of crazy video game. Look at all those angry Combee coming out. Vespiquen is like ready to absolutely destroy everything in its path. That's cool. This is what I mean, like when you just get the angle right, when you get the feel of the Pokemon right, the art when it comes to Gigantamax is just untouchable. So yeah, now that I've shown most of these, which one is your favorite so far? I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are big fans of Vespiquen 1, maybe some of the other ones that I'm not a fan of. So I think that's going to be another pretty, like, cool point of discussion stuff. And then we just have other art. Because you don't only have to make a Gigantamax fan art of a Pokemon that isn't Gigantamax, you can just be a talented artist and then redraw an existing Gigantamax like Corviknight, because Corviknight is one of the best Pokemon out there. And that is this one right here. Yeah, I have all kinds of artists. I have all kinds of things going on. Commissions are open from this person as well. So yeah, new husband, thanks. People are just in love with Corviknight. Can't blame them. And then a high contrast version, just kind of really showing the extra artsy style behind it. This is interesting because it goes in line with the leaks. So if the rumors are true, I need every Pokemon to be a Noodle Dragon, which according to the leak won't be a thing. If the rumors are incorrect, my trainer, Sinnoh, will make it possible in my personal headcanon anyway. Because yeah, apparently Meowth gets like a Longcat Gigantamax. We'll see where that goes. And then apparently a Galarian evolution that's a spiky ball. Who knows what's going to happen, but yeah, Lapras is going to get like musical notes and stuff. Couldn't really find any good fan art about that one. Like there's the Lapras that's been drifting around that people are using inside of like thumbnails when they're talking about the rumors and stuff, but it's not the same. You know, I feel like Game Freak is going to do a lot better than that one right there, but overall that's pretty cool. And then Yu-Gi-Oh! Gigantamax, Corviknight, looking good, don't it? I know it's from Yu-Gi-Oh, but like still, I think it's funny because yeah, like when I saw that, I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh back when all this like stuff came out. I played from like when Light Sworns were released until like the early days of XYZ, and then after Pendulums came into play, never picked it up, and now I see Link Summons, never getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh again, which is also kind of, you know, I don't want to be a downer about hashtag bring back national decks and all that, all the negativity going on in the Pokemon community, but do we really need to keep every feature that's ever been in Pokemon, as well as every Pokemon in every single game? No, the removal of features is a good thing. Pendulum should have just been like permanently scrapped in the standard format. Link Summon should have never been a thing. It should just be like, it should have ended at Synchro Summons, but I will tolerate XYZ. I feel a majority of the old school Yu-Gi-Oh player base can agree with that. So imagine that, but Pokemon. Wanting everything just ruins it. So Game Freak is making the right decision. And with that, I think I'm out of things to talk about for today. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, engage with the video, engage with the artists, go show them your support. If you find any other ones, link it down below. Maybe we'll be able to do a second part of this. It was hard to find because, you know, people aren't really like hopping on board of Gigantamax, but I really like how artists were like, wait a second, we have like some great, even if you don't agree with it as a gameplay standpoint, again, you can just respect how cool the art is behind it. And there's already a couple of references from Game Freak. That's just going to get better, so maybe this will start getting picked up even more. Maybe the explosion of this guy's tweets and then his Johto forms and everyone else. I feel like we're on the break, like, or the movement is about to break out for this, and then there's going to be like floods of awesome Gigantamax art. I'm looking forward to it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.